Hey there, survivors. Cougar here, checking out The Planet Crafter by Miju Games. It is an early access title that involves terraforming a planet. Now, a lot of people have compared it to Subnautica. It does have a very similar building style, for one thing, and some other similarities, including the fact that there is limited oxygen. You can see in the lower left-hand corner, I'm almost out of oxygen, so we got to duck back inside. And I wanted to, before we start a new game, which we're about to do in just a minute, I just wanted to show you kind of what we're working toward. So when you start the game, the planet is completely barren and has no water on it and no plants. And as you terraform the planet by adding machines that produce heat and pressure and oxygen, the planet starts to transform itself. You start to see little bits of water in and some greenery, some plants, some algae, and stuff like that. And there's lots of cool stuff to build and lots of cool stuff to find, including some big spaceship wrecks. You've got a jetpack that you upgrade to eventually. So these things are producing oxygen. This is a biodome that's producing a lot of biomass. And then take you inside. We've got some nuclear plants generating power, some wind turbines, some solar panels, all generating energy. We've got a water collector collecting water for us to drink. And then we've got grass spreaders that are seeding the planet with some grass. Cool stuff like that. We've also got, you can grow your own food. So I'm growing a couple of eggplants here. Whoops, I didn't mean to deconstruct that. Oh well, I was going to take you upstairs. Yeah, I think we're going to have to reconstruct that. Just give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I had the wrong tool selected. Just give you... So, as you can see, very similar building mechanics to Subnautica. And upstairs, I just wanted to bring you up here because these are some of the machines that create heat on the planet. So you're trying to raise the heat, you're trying to raise the pressure, and you're trying to raise the oxygen levels. And with that, why don't we get started on a new game? When you start a new game, it's all very barren. It's not going to look anything like this. The sky's even going to be a different color, and there won't be any clouds up there. So keep an eye on that. Let's start a new game. Okay, starting a new game, we've got some basic objectives up at the top. We're going to craft a backpack. We're going to equip the backpack. We're going to craft an oxygen tank. We're going to equip that. And then we're going to craft a couple of microchips. So we're going to keep an eye on our O2 meter at the bottom. That's going to go pretty quickly here. There's some ice. Harvest that up to turn into water. And some cobalt that we can turn into oxygen replenishment for our oxygen pack once we build one. And some silicon, and some titanium, and some iron ore we need. There's some. I'm going to need more iron ore, but there's some on the way back to the pod. Yeah, I was just going to say we got to keep an eye on our oxygen at this point because we don't even have an oxygen pack on us. It's just our suit's oxygen. Okay, so our first objective is to craft a tier 1 backpack. That'll take 2 pieces of iron. We have that. Good to go. And next objective is to actually equip that backpack. Okay. Next objective is to make an oxygen tank. That'll take 2 pieces of cobalt, 1 iron, and 1 magnesium. And then equip that oxygen tank. And then why don't we do we have any water on us right now? No. So why don't we turn the ice that we picked up into water? And I don't think we have enough cobalt to create an oxygen. Oh, we do. We have enough cobalt to create an oxygen capsule for refilling our oxygen tank out on the run. Next, we have to craft a microchip and equip it, and a living compartment and a living compartment door, and then a drill, a tier 1 drill. For the, let's see... For the microchip, we are going to need a construction microchip. Oh, we have everything we need. 2 silicon, and 2 magnesium. So we've got that. Now we can equip it. And now if you look at the tool in my right hand as I mouse wheel, it changes from just picking stuff up to construction. So now the construction menu is available to us. Now we can build living compartments, doors, stairs, lamps, and grids, foundation grids. We can also build, I'm going to go back inside while I explain this. We can also build another crafting station, a tier 2 crafting station to craft better stuff, a vegetube like you saw me growing stuff in the vegetubes, and then a drill which will start to release the pressure on the planet or add pressure to the atmosphere. And then a wind turbine for power generation and a heater for increasing the temperature on the planet. Also storage crates, desktops, chairs, beds, sofas, sofa at an angle, and a table. It's getting dark now. I think we should start thinking about getting out of our little life pod here and building up a base. I'm not going to build back up there on the hill where I was last time. Let me just top off my oxygen before we do this. We are going to build up high though, because as I mentioned, we are going to be getting some water on the planet. And if you build your base in a low area at the start, that area might get flooded. Iron, ice again. This looks like a good kind of centrally located, somewhat flat area. It's not really flat. That's a little flatter, but that's also pretty low. Well, it's not as low as out there. I think the lake is going to be out there. So I think we'll do our construction back in there. But at this point, now that I've been kind of wandering around aimlessly for a minute, I think we should go back, top off our oxygen, and then do this again in another shot. The music is another thing that's reminiscent of Subnautica. It does have a bit of a Subnautica feel to it. I like the music a lot. We're going to need more iron to do construction here. Not sure how much we have on us. That's titanium, magnesium, cobalt, iron. Iron. We're also going to need titanium, but we need more iron than titanium at the start. All right, this looks kind of flat-ish. Why don't we... Let's put down a couple of foundations to start with. And then a living compartment. Well, it's a hovering living compartment, but it's a living compartment. I'm still not very good at this. Iron and silicon we need to make a door. Yes, our oxygen level is about to be critical, but we have that oxygen tank on us, a spare oxygen tank. All right, so let's go ahead and fire that up and then continue looking for some oxygen. Oh, excuse me, some silicon. Maybe over here. No, that's iron. There's silicon out there. I see in the distance. We're getting kind of far away from the base, but we got a full tank of oxygen now, so it doesn't really matter. Later on, you're going to build ways to increase your run speed. You're going to build some titanium exoskeleton. Yeah, that really wasn't very well built at all, was it? Unfortunately, we do not have the deconstruction microchip yet. Is it worth going all the way back? I think it is. I think we're going to go all the way back to the pod now. And build that deconstruction microchip so that I can fix the placement of that building, because I don't want to have to tear everything down and start over just because I built that first one a little off center. So to begin with, you can only build stuff. You have to build a second microchip to be able to unbuild stuff, deconstruct stuff. And what's that going to take? Deconstruction microchip, silicon and magnesium. We have both of those. Plug that in. And then we also have a torch, a light, flashlight, that we're not going to build because we don't have a slot to put it in right now, so it doesn't really matter. We also don't have the materials that it's going to take. Now we'll head back over and on the way grab some more silicon because we just used some. I think we used titanium to build that too, so more titanium as well. A little iron. And now I use my mouse scroll wheel. If you look at the tool in my right hand, I'm going to change it from construction to deconstruction. Getting a little bit thirsty. And back to construction. Living compartment. Let's see if we can actually get this to squared up. There we go. Good enough. Okay, it's in the center of those two foundations, but I don't really care about that. We can build that way. Okay, and then back to a door. And now we have oxygen. Great. In here, we're going to need our own fabricator. So we'll craft a tier 2 craft station in here. I got to build it right. Yeah, okay, right in front. We're going to be building off this, but it's really easy to deconstruct and reconstruct stuff like this. So I'm not that worried about the placement right now. And we're also going to, our next objective is to build a drill, a wind turbine for power, and then a couple of screens, and then a heater. So pressure, oxygen, and heat. Right? Okay. So, wind turbine. A drill, we're going to need some more iron to make a drill. And as you raise the terraforming index on the planet with drills and heaters and vegetubes, grab some more ice. New stuff unlocks. It unlocks kind of like automatically, which is a little weird, but you're here alone, but you've got help from above. So I need water. We need another oxygen bottle too, because I have no emergency oxygen here. I'm going to drink that water. Which means we need another piece of cobalt to make one of those oxygen tanks. We also need food. We have no food yet, but at the beginning, I think the food that we're going to need is probably going to come from one of those wrecks over there. We got our turbine generating power there. Now we need a drill. And all this stuff, all the power and all the terraforming efforts are all shared planet-wide. So you don't have to worry about setting up any kind of grids or power lines or anything like that. It's all just there. I'm looking for cobalt now because we're going to need another backup oxygen tank in case we get stuck out, caught out with no oxygen. Okay, next, a heater, a vegetube. For the heater, we're going to need iridium and silicon. Iridium, we haven't seen any of that yet. And a vegetube, we're going to need magnesium, but we don't have anything to plant in the vegetube yet either. So what we really need is enough materials to go over to the wreck over here and build ourselves a little temporary base there. For that, we're going to need iron, titanium, and silicon. Shoot, I should have done the oxygen. I forgot to build the oxygen tank, sorry. Magnesium. Oxygen capsule from 2 pieces of cobalt. Is one going to do it? Let's bring 2. And we could also use a little bit of storage in here, right? Yeah. Let's drop off the ice. We're not going to need that right now. We've got some water. And the magnesium we're not going to need. We are going to need titanium and iron and silicon to make a little outpost over here at the spaceship wreck. Titanium, 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 silicon. Silicon. Iron. Silicon. I need more, I think one more piece of iron to do this. So here's a wreck. There's no oxygen in there right now, so we have to be able to replenish our oxygen here. That's all we needed. We might want to build some storage here. We're probably going to find a lot of good stuff in there. And we'll have a place we'll bring it out of the wreck, store it here for the time being, and then run it back over to the base. Shoot, I just realized we don't have the torch, the flashlight microchip yet. It might be simple. Instead of running all the way back, it might be simpler to just craft our own fabricator here. And what's it going to take for that? Oh, we have everything we need. Great. So now we have a flashlight. Now we can take out the construction chip and put in the flashlight. Okay, we've got food. Great, that's just what we needed. And a seed to plant. That is actually a really good seed. Oxygen multiplier 200%. And a piece of iridium, which will allow us to build our first heater to heat the planet. Instead of going that way, I'm going to continue this way for now. Okay, we've encountered something that we have to deconstruct. So I'll use my mouse scroll wheel to select the deconstruction tool. Take that down. That gave us 1 piece of iron. Fabric, that's a good find. Titanium, aluminum, another good find. Another good seed, and squash seeds. Squash seeds for planting food. That's empty. I'm going to deconstruct that so that... Oh, shoot, we're almost out of O2. I'm just thinking about what we should do now. We have stuff that we need to build things. And as I mentioned, the terraforming efforts are global. You don't have to build stuff like heaters and what have you at your base. You can build them wherever you are. But heaters, this tier heater, the tier 1 heater, must be built indoors. So if we were going to build one, we would have to build it in here. Yeah, why not? Why not? Oh, I need to swap out my chips. No, you know what? Let's just store everything we've found. So, oops. That is a Meteor Storm. Meteorites. And you do not want to get hit with one of these. They do hurt. In fact, with our health at half, we better stay under cover. Because one of those might take us out. I have to drop something Store the seeds for a second. Get rid of the torch. Put it in the constructor. Rebuild the piece of storage crate that I accidentally unbuilt. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat that food that we just found. And what happened to my torch microchip? So later on, right now we've got the basic exosuit that only gives us these 4 slots to put stuff in, but later on we're going to build more advanced stuff that'll give us more slots so we don't have to keep swapping stuff in and out. Oh, great. Well, the meteorite storm dropped a bunch of stuff here. Is there anything we desperately need? The materials that are spawned by these meteor storms do not last forever. So you want to be out here looking for stuff in the aftermath of one of these storms. And we happen to stumble across a crate with uranium in it. Whoa, big find. That's a warning low power. That's talking about our base. Our base has low power. So as I've been mentioning, because the power and stuff is shared globally, if I had the construction tool equipped, which I don't right now, but we should probably build another wind turbine for now. So get rid of that, put that in. Wind turbine. Power restored. Getting a little thirsty. The bottled water refills your entire water thing, so I'm gonna wait until the very last second to drink that down. Hydration level low, but not critical. There are already some mods available for this on Nexus. So I am running the EasyCraft mod because once you go EasyCraft, you'll never go back. And the mod that allows me to pin recipes, blueprints. That dropped a bunch of good stuff, and we are full, and we're about to run out of oxygen, so we're probably going to have to use one of those oxygen tanks. Yeah. In which case, we could stay in here a little bit longer, but because our inventory is full, it doesn't really matter. That's titanium, iron, silicon, and aluminum, probably the most valuable one there. So we'll bring that back. Got a lot of iron here. I think we may build another wind turbine. Although we might have what we need to build a heater now as well. Let's see about that. Oh, construction microchip required. I gotta drop something. Okay, we've unlocked a new blueprint, Oxygen Tank Tier 2, which we abso-freaking-lutely want to build ASAP, as soon as possible. So that's going to require silicon, cobalt, and 2 pieces of magnesium, in addition to what we already have. So I don't have any silicon, I don't have any cobalt, and I don't have any magnesium. We're going to have to go out and get that stuff. But to begin with, let's see if we can craft a heater in here just to get things going on the heat front. Oh, which means I need to get rid of the torch, put in the construction chip. Heater, I just need one piece of silicon. Getting dark. And of course I just took the torch out of my slot. That's another one. Nope, that's iron. Oh, and 2 magnesium we needed for the oxygen tank. Let's grab those. And some cobalt we also needed. Getting really thirsty now. I'm going to drink some water. It's a good looking game. It's early access. I mean, I imagine it'll only get better looking as we proceed through the early access process. Okay, I can make a heater tier 1. And that's all of the power we have, but we do have lots of iron for building wind turbines, so let's do some of those. Power restored. Okay, and we did find another space food here, and I think these restore about almost half your health, so I'm going to go ahead and eat that. Yeah. Okay. And then get rid of the construction chip, put back in the torch chip, and do some more. Well, wait a minute. Now we're in a position to build the oxygen tank, right? So let me pin that. Oh, maybe not. Oxygen tank silicon. We used up all of our silicon. I just got to take the tank off, the old tank, and we should be able to make a new one. And equip it. And we're good to go. Now we have more time to do stuff. Didn't I already deconstruct that? I thought I did. Aluminum, valuable. Food, seeds, fabric, valuable. Iridium, lerma seed, that's basically grass. And I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct that now that it's empty. A new chip that we can decode in... We're going to have to come back for that. We're full. But let's see what else we got here. More iridium, more aluminum, and more fabric. Great. All good finds, but we're going to have to come back for all that. Okay, so what else do we want to build? Do we want to build another heater as long as we're here? This will be just a little heating outpost, okay? So let's get the... I'm going to need a little more room. Hang on. Drop the iron. Drop the torch. Pick up the construction chip. Build another heater. One more, maybe? We might be able to build another one. Yeah, more silicon. That's full. Shoot. So if you look in the upper right-hand corner, our Terraformation Index, we started at 0. It's now up to almost 200. And as that increases, that's how you unlock blueprints, as I mentioned once already. Now we have a couple of plant seeds, so I think it behooves us to think about heading, now that we got some heat going, it behooves us to head back over to the base and see about getting some planting done. I mean, we could build some right here. Should we try and do that? Why don't we do that? That'll actually make more sense. So for that, we're gonna need ice and magnesium. There's magnesium. Oh, I thought there was some. How many of the plant seeds did we have? Was there one in the storage? I forget. But we have some, we have a lerma anyway. Vegetube. Yep, that's it for energy. But we'll plug that in there, and that'll at least start getting some oxygen going as soon as we get another wind turbine down. Super, that's working. We should probably build another wind turbine so that we don't just keep having to, so that stuff just doesn't grind to a halt every time we build something new. Great, backpack tier 2. Definitely want to build that ASAP. That's going to require, we've got everything we need. Super. We just need to take off our backpack. Tier 2 backpack. More inventory space. Excellent. We've got more seeds here, and we've got space to build one more plant tube. We're just going to need ice and magnesium to do that. Magnesium and ice. I don't think there's room to build a third tube there. I mean, there would be if we wanted to build off this and create a whole nother room. But we do want to make it back to our actual base at some point. These are Pesteras, which are more powerful than the Lerma I have in here. So let's swap out the Lerma for the Pestulas. Great. Now we are definitely cranking out some O2, and our terraforming index is soaring. One of our first goals is to get it up to 175K. Right now we're at like 4.3, 4.4. Oh, we're going back inside, right? Let's get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And that, and then swap out my constructor for the helm with the light. Come on, let me in. Well, this will be the third time I've deconstructed that, but it's one iron every time I do it. Got the chip, blueprint microchip. Then we have to build a screen back at our base to actually decode that chip. This is all good stuff. I'm going to take all. And that's another Lerma. And we can deconstruct this. And we got everything out of here. Oh, I can deconstruct that for iron. Not like iron's that hard to come by, but if we start really building up a base, we're going to be like, man, we should have brought that iron with us. I should have deconstructed everything in that ship. All right, we have not gone down that way yet, but let's top off our O2 before we go in there. No room. Oh, look at this! More good seeds. Really good seeds. All right, our oxygen's gonna be cranking now. But we'll build these back at base because they're pretty. I mean, they're nice to look at, so why not? And another chip. We'll drop some iron to pick up that chip blueprint. And I think that's going to do it for this wreck. I think we're done here. So let's just drink some water. Oh, that's oxygen. We're going to actually have to go find some water. I mean, some ice. Drop a piece of iron to pick up a piece of ice. I'm thinking we didn't have to come back this way. I could have just taken us back over to the base. But I'm pretty thirsty, so... So let's go home. Mission accomplished. We cleared that wreck. And we got a good leg up on all our stuff, too. We got 2 heaters down in there. We got 3 heaters down in there. 2 of those plant pods, and a bunch of wind turbines down to provide energy. Should have been picking up... we've got some iron on us, right? Inventory full. Not for long. I just want to clear up this silicon out here because let's do some more construction. Or that's iron, even better. So let's get some more... Oh, construction microchip required. Don't need the torch. Let's get some more foundations down. You don't have to do foundations. It's just... It looks weird. You saw on the base that I showed you from my first playthrough there that if the base will float in the air if you don't put a foundation down, which is fine if you're okay with that. I'd prefer it to be on a foundation. We need more iron. The stuff that we just left behind. A new blueprint received, Vegetube Tier 2. Just topping off my oxygen. Let's go back to our little outpost by the spaceship and retrieve all the goodies from there before we start harvesting up new stuff. We don't want to just leave that storage container packed with goodies. And as I mentioned, yeah, later on you're going to build exosuits that allow you to run faster and even jetpacks, hover boots. For flying around like Superman. Solar panel tier 1. Definitely want to be building some of those. You cannot just build wind turbines. You know, they're not always working because the wind's not always blowing. Well, no iron here, but We want all the rest of this stuff. Oh, and we have nothing to plant the eggplant seeds in yet, so I'm going to leave those. We'll bring both pieces of fabric back with us. Let's leave the titanium and bring the iridium with. I could probably break that down, but I'm not going to right now because sometimes you need it to build emergency water or emergency oxygen when you're out on the go. Uh-oh. Can't avoid these if you see them coming at you. Unfortunately, we're running in exactly the wrong direction. We need more storage in here, which is going to require the thing I don't have, which is iron. Fabric. 3 pieces of fabric. That's good. Do I want to go out there for iron? I don't know. It seems a little risky. These don't usually last that long. That one looks like it's coming right at me. Next thing I'd like to be building is, well, first of all, a storage chest. A second storage chest here. Offload all the rest of this stuff. And then I'd like to get some solar panels down, because those are a little bit more reliable than the wind turbines. What do we need for that? Silicon, 2 pieces of cobalt, so that's still going to take some stuff. Another drill would probably be a good idea, and there's titanium right here. Cobalt. We have an oxygen capsule, but no water. So let's get some ice. Iron. It's in the iron. Oh. We're not getting lucky with the iron right now. that will ensure titanium, ice, ice. We still need iron. And we need to eat something too. And drink something in a minute. I'm going to be doing some construction. I'm going to build another room or two, so I'm going to have to pick up a bunch of iron. You know, at first glance, it seems the Planet Crafter seems kind of basic. You're just running around picking up random materials off the ground, but the idea is there. I mean, the idea is solid, and that the progression, as far as I've seen, is solid. We may have to pop an oxygen tank here. Yeah. Yeah. And pick up 2 more cobalt to replace that. So no connecting tubes or anything. It just, as soon as you build it, it shows up like that. So what we're going to need now is that for the tutorial objectives, the initial objectives, we need to craft 2 screens, a terraforming screen and a blueprint screen. So let's get that going. Yeah, our hydration level's low, but not critical yet. So we're going to need more iron for that. Let's go this way this time. Titanium, titanium, magnesium. As a big fan of Subnautica, as a longtime Subnautica player, the thing that bugs me about the comparisons between this game and Subnautica is that there's one huge factor missing, which is the swimming. I've got a half dozen to a dozen games in my library that are survival on a planet, on ground, on land. I only have a couple of games that involve any kind of water-based survival. Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero, kind of bundling them into one, but Far Sky is another one, but nowhere near as good as Subnautica. Now I should be able to build a desktop. And let's see if we're going to be able to build the screens that we need. Terraformation screen, yes. Blueprint screen, yes, but maybe only one or the other. Maybe not both. Hydration level critical, huh? Oops, that's backwards. That's why it's not popping. So hold on, let me get some water and we'll take a look at the screens. Let's build a second one to have. We were also going to build an oxygen tank capsule to replace the one, although we just used up the cobalt I needed for that. Okay, so oxygen is getting there slowly. Heat, slowly. Pressure, slowly, but it is climbing. So right now we're at 2.4 2.5, and we need to get up to 175 to reach the first objective there. So what are we doing? Should we build an energy monitor here? Why don't we do that as long as we're here? We have what we need. And then that tells you what you're spending energy on and how much you're producing. We only have one tier 1 solar panel down right now. We should probably think about doing some more of that. But we are consuming 6.7, producing 13.7. So I think we're okay for now. Next, it's just about continuing to do the building, continuing to build the mining things like we built 2 of over there, and then the heat production and the oxygen production. Speaking of oxygen production, we have a bunch of seeds. Oh, we've unlocked the Exoskeleton tier 1, so we want to get that built. So we need silicon and magnesium for that. Magnesium, magnesium, magnesium. I'm going to get some more ice as long as we're out. Titanium, titanium, silicon. Iron, more silicon, and more silicon. And more iron. Okay, Exoskeleton tier 1, titanium, silicon, and magnesium. And equip it. Oh, I've got to equip it in one of these, but that's okay because now we have more slots to equip stuff. Now we don't have to keep swapping stuff in and out. Good. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, in fact, why don't we call it an episode there, guys? Episode 1 of The Planet Crafter by Meteor Games. I am enjoying it so far. I am looking forward to turning this barren, lifeless world into a lush, green, wet environment. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. There'll be more coming. Stay safe, survivors.